Today's lesson is on two-step equation word problems, and your goal is to solve word problems that require the use of two-step equations. So now that you've been taught how to solve two-step equations, the next step is to take word problems, write an equation, and solve it. So, in this problem, we've got 331 students attend a school field trip. 6 buses were full of the same number of students, and 7 students traveled by car. How many students were on each bus? Well, let's start by identifying the unknown quantity in the problem and assigning a variable. Okay, this is called defining a variable. Very important step as you get deeper into equation and problem solving. So the unknown is usually found at the end of the problem, and we're trying to find the number of students that are on each bus. So I'm going to go ahead and just call that S for students. You can use any letter you want except for O. Let's say 0. But I'm going to go with S for students. Now, I'm going to write an equation and solve for the variable. So we know we've got 331 students total. So whatever we come up with will equal 331. We know we've got 6 buses full of those same number of students. So we have 6 buses, all with this unknown number of students. And added to that, we've got 7 students who traveled by car. If we solve this equation, we will have the number of students on each bus. So, isolate the variable term by subtracting 7 from each side. We have 6s equals 324. We divide both sides by 6. I don't have a calculator handy with me right now, but do some quick mental math here. That should be 54. So we should have 54 students on each bus. Now, if we think about this, okay, go back to the word problem. We have 54 students on 6 buses. So 54 times 6, that should give us that 324. And for these 7 other students that are going by car, those are 331 total. So it checks out. If you want to try this on your own, feel free, or stay with me as I go through it. Same process. You bought a magazine for $4, and 5 erasers, which each cost the same amount. You spent $5.50 total. What is the cost of each eraser? So we're going to assign that variable and define it. I'm going to go ahead and say, let's say C for cost of an eraser. So we spent $4 on a magazine, and then we bought 5 erasers that all cost the same amount, and our total money spent was $5.50. We'll get that variable term by itself by subtracting 4 from each side. That's gone, so we've got 5C left equal to $1.50. And we just divide both sides by 5. This is what C is equal to 30 cents. And the last one is kind of a preview. Well, no, it's not. It's not a preview for tomorrow. It is a preview for tomorrow. Students spend half her weekly allowance on music downloads to earn more money. Her parents let her wash the car for $4. At the end of the week, she had $12 total. How much money does a student earn as her allowance? So the unknown amount is how much the student earns. So let's call that A for allowance. We know that she had $12 at the end of the week. We know she spent half of her allowance on the downloads. And we know she wanted to earn more money after spending money, so she earned $4, she added, for washing the car. So we go ahead, get rid of that, and we subtract 4 from both sides. Now we're set up. So half of something equals 8, and All we gotta do now is we can divide both sides by 1/2 and just think about it. What number, half of what number equals 8? And we should know that A equals 16, so she earns $16 in her allowance. But, and let's make sure we did this one right, okay? So she has $16, right? And she spends half on music, which leaves her with $8, and then she earns 4 more for washing the car. 8 plus 4 equals 12. It checks out. So we've got 3 examples here of word problems, how to set them up, and at this point I think you can all solve them. Problems are different, but they're the same concept. Follow the process to find your variable, set the problem up, and then solve it. This concludes your lesson on writing and solving 2-step equations.